In the heart of medieval Southeast Asia, a mighty power once rose from the jungles of Cambodia, the Khmer Empire. Founded in the 9th century, it became one of the greatest civilizations in medieval world history. The empire's strength rested on its mastery of water, channeling rivers and monsoon rains into vast reservoirs and canals. This control of nature fueled rice harvests and allowed its kings to build cities of breathtaking scale. For centuries, Angkor stood as the political and spiritual heart of this lost kingdom, a symbol of ambition and divine kingship. Its temples, palaces, and monuments would astonish travelers and leave a legacy unmatched in the region.
The Khmer Empire traced its roots to Jayavarman II, a warrior king who, in the early 800s, declared independence from Java and united warring chiefdoms under his rule. He proclaimed himself a universal monarch, linking his reign with divine authority. From that moment, the empire embarked on a journey that would shape medieval Southeast Asia for centuries. His vision was more than political, it was spiritual. The Khmer kings fused Hindu cosmology with royal power, constructing temples that mirrored the sacred Mount Meru, home of the gods. This blending of faith and kingship became the foundation of Khmer rule, turning kings into living deities. By the 10th century, the Khmer Empire had grown into a formidable state. Its capital at Angkor was not only a royal city, but also a sprawling metropolis, one of the largest in the medieval world. Archaeologists have revealed networks of reservoirs, causeways, and canals that sustained hundreds of thousands of people. The empire thrived on rice cultivation, feeding armies, artisans, and laborers who built monumental temples. In this age, stone replaced wood, and the vision of eternal kingship was etched into sandstone. Angkor became the crown jewel of medieval Southeast Asia, a city where earthly might and divine purpose merged. The crowning achievement of the Khmer Empire was Angkor Wat, constructed in the early 12th century by King Jayavarman II. Dedicated to Vishnu, it stood as the largest religious monument in the world. Its towers symbolized the peaks of Mount Meru, while its galleries displayed vast bas-reliefs telling epic tales of Hindu mythology. Angkor Wat history revealed not only a temple, but also a political statement, showcasing the empire's wealth, devotion, and mastery of stone architecture. The scale of its construction, moats, courtyards, and sanctuaries demonstrated the unparalleled ambition of medieval Southeast Asia.
Jayavarman II ruled during a golden age of the Khmer Empire. His armies extended Khmer influence deep into present-day Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. He forged alliances and led campaigns that secured tribute from neighboring states. Yet his reign was not only about conquest, it was also about vision. The construction of Angkor Wat embodied his desire to link royal power with eternal order. In the medieval world history of Southeast Asia, no kingdom projected authority so boldly. The king's image appeared in carvings of cosmic battles, tying his rule to the gods. Angkor Wat stood as a living testament to both divine and earthly sovereignty. After Jayavarman II, the Khmer Empire entered turbulent times. Successors struggled to maintain unity, and wars tested the strength of Angkor's foundations. Yet out of this instability arose Jayavarman VII, perhaps the greatest of all Khmer kings. In the late 12th century, he rebuilt the empire with a vision rooted in Buddhism. Unlike his predecessors, who glorified Hindu deities, Jayavarman dedicated his monuments to the Buddha and compassion. He erected Bayan, a temple at the heart of Angkor Wat, filled with serene stone faces gazing in every direction. His reign marked a shift in Angkor Wat history, where Buddhist ideals reshaped Khmer art and kingship.
Jayavarman VII transformed Angkor into a city of both devotion and welfare. He built hospitals, rest houses, and reservoirs across the empire, ensuring pilgrims and travelers could find shelter and healing. This sense of public duty was rare in the medieval world history of kingship. Yet his projects also required immense labor, pushing peasants into service. His devotion to Buddhism softened the empire's image, but could not erase the demands of imperial rule. Still, the Bayan's smiling faces remain one of the most enduring symbols of the Khmer Empire, their calm expressions radiating both power and compassion.
The Khmer Empire stood as a cultural crossroads of medieval Southeast Asia. Merchants from India, China, and the Malay world passed through Angkor, bringing silk, ceramics, and ideas. The empire absorbed foreign influences while exporting rice, forest products, and luxury goods. Its temples became canvases of interaction, blending Indian religious iconography with Khmer creativity. Angkor's architecture reflected not isolation, but connection, a kingdom open to the wider medieval world history. Through trade and diplomacy, the Khmer rulers maintained prestige far beyond their borders. Religion played a central role in Khmer identity. From Hinduism to Buddhism, the empire's temples mirrored the shifting tides of belief. Angkor Wat itself later transformed into a Buddhist site, reflecting the adaptability of Khmer spirituality. These transitions were not sudden revolutions, but gradual blends, where old gods coexisted with new ones. In the bas-reliefs of Angkor, warriors fought alongside celestial beings, while depictions of the Buddha appeared quietly among Hindu deities. Such synthesis made Khmer art unique, a reflection of the lost kingdoms of Southeast Asia. At its height, Angkor was home to nearly 1 million people, an extraordinary number for the medieval world. Its vast reservoirs, called barays, ensured steady water supply, making the empire resilient against drought. Roads linked distant provinces, while bridges of stone and wood carried armies and merchants across rivers. Yet the city was more than infrastructure. It was a stage for royal ceremonies, where kings displayed their divine mandate before thousands of subjects. Medieval Southeast Asia had never seen a capital of such magnitude. Despite its grandeur, the Khmer Empire was not invincible. environmental strains began to erode its strength. Scholars suggest that monsoon failures, deforestation, and overuse of water systems weakened Angkor's resilience. As reservoirs clogged and canals broke, the agricultural foundation of the empire faltered. In medieval world history, great powers often rose and fell with their ability to manage nature, and Angkor was no exception. The very system that had built its greatness now became its vulnerability.
The Khmer Empire also faced challenges from abroad. Neighboring states like the Chams and later the Siamese launched invasions. In the late 12th century, Cham forces even captured Angkor briefly, desecrating its temples. Jayavarman VII reconquered the city, but the episode revealed the empire's fragility. Later, the growing power of Ayutthaya in Thailand posed an even greater threat. By the 15th century, Siamese armies struck Angkor, accelerating its decline. The Khmer Empire, once the master of medieval Southeast Asia, struggled to defend its heartland.
As Angkor weakened, political power shifted southward toward Phnom Penh and the Mekong. The once glorious capital fell silent, swallowed by jungle. For centuries, Angkor became one of the lost kingdoms, its monuments hidden from the wider world. Local villagers still worshipped at its shrines, but in medieval world history, Angkor disappeared from the stage of empires. What remained were stones, inscriptions, and legends of divine kings and vanished armies. The jungle reclaimed the city, covering its temples in roots and silence.
European explorers in the 19th century rediscovered Angkor, marveling at its grandeur. To them, it was a lost city of myth, rivaling the ruins of Rome or Egypt. Scholars began to study Angkor Wat history, unlocking the achievements of the Khmer Empire. What they found was not a forgotten tribe, but a sophisticated civilization of engineers, artists, and rulers who once commanded one of the greatest empires in Southeast Asia. The rediscovery of Angkor reshaped global understanding of medieval world history.
The bas reliefs of Angkor tell stories that survive the silence of time. They depict battles, processions, and celestial myths carved in stone. From the churning of the ocean of milk to the daily life of fishermen and traders, these images preserve a vivid portrait of the Khmer Empire. They remind us that medieval Southeast Asia was not an isolated corner, but a vibrant stage of medieval world history. Every carving is a window into the lives of people who built, fought, and prayed in this lost kingdom.
The legacy of the Khmer Empire continues today.
Angkor Wat appears on Cambodia's national flag, a proud reminder of the past. Tourists from around the world walk its causeways, while scholars still uncover new secrets with satellite imaging and archaeology. The Lost Kingdom lives again, not as a ruling empire, but as a symbol of resilience and cultural identity. Angkor remains one of humanity's greatest architectural and spiritual achievements, standing among the wonders of medieval world history.
The story of the Khmer Empire reflects the cycle of rise and fall that shaped medieval world history. From humble beginnings under Jayavarman II to the heights of Suryavarman II and Jayavarman VII, and finally to decline under foreign invasions, the empire's arc mirrored that of Rome, Byzantium, and other lost kingdoms. Yet Angkor left behind a message that even in decline, culture, art, and faith endure. The Khmer people preserved their identity long after the empire's collapse, carrying the spirit of Angkor into the modern age.
For historians, Angkor is not only a marvel, but also a mystery. Questions remain. How exactly did its water system collapse? Why did the capital shift south? Was it war, climate, or politics that sealed its fate? These debates keep Angkor alive in scholarly circles. The Khmer Empire reminds us that medieval Southeast Asia holds as many secrets as Europe or the Middle East. Each discovery adds a new piece to the puzzle of this lost kingdom.
Today, Angkor is more than ruins. It is a living heritage where monks chant in ancient temples and Cambodians honor their ancestors. UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site, ensuring its protection for future generations. In the global story of medieval world history, Angkor stands as a reminder that empires may fall, but their spirit endures. The Khmer Empire, though long gone, continues to shape the identity of Cambodia and inspire awe across the world. Thus ended the saga of the Khmer Empire, once the pride of medieval Southeast Asia, now a lost kingdom remembered in stone and legend. From the rise of Angkor Wat to the fall of its capital, the empire's story embodies both triumph and tragedy. Its temples still whisper of gods and kings, of battles fought and faith endured. In the ruins of Angkor, we find not only the echoes of a vanished empire, but also the eternal spirit of human creativity. The Khmer Empire remains, in its silence, one of the greatest chapters of medieval world history.